wrestling fans, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. It is so good to be back here at the Alco TV studios. It's been literally since September that we have been here, and let me tell you something, what a guest we have for you today. Martial arts extraordinaire, pro wrestler that has been conquering his enemies left and right since he has debuted. The one and only, the man of mystery, the Black Wolf himself, Braven Fett. Braven, thank you for being on the show. I know you don't do a whole lot of interviews, so having you here is it's a very special occasion. And for all the fans at home, you're kind of a mystery. Tell us who is Braven Fett?
I like to keep it that way. This isn't something I normally do. Sitting here with you in front of these lights, I'm just thinking right now I could be anywhere else, just sharpening my skills, all my tools. By tools I mean my fists, elbows, knees. Just training my Muay Thai. Who is Braven Fett? That's kind of hard to explain. Man of mystery is perfect. That's perfect the way you said that. Guess I'll give a little backstory on myself. I was abandoned. I was orphaned at a very young age. I was taken in by someone I would watch him sometimes, like just kind of around at this temple. It's called Blackwater Temple, and I would always hear it, just this loud noise just hitting. I was like, what is that? What is going on up there? So they would catch me kind of watching sometimes. They were training. They were training Muay Thai. The master, that was Drake Vizsla, he was like, hey, like, what are you doing around here? What's going on? I just told him. I was just curious what was going on. What you guys were doing? He's like, you want to learn this? I was like, well, I got nothing else going on, so I guess so. Yeah. So I trained me in Muay Thai for about 15 years. Don't want to go into a stop story or anything, but lost him. I was meditating one day, and out of nowhere, this little wolf pup comes up. And I'm just looking at him. He's looking at me. I'm like, all right, well, obviously you don't have anybody else for you, so may as well extend the same thing that was extended to me. Take you in. And that's where the Black Wolf came from. So, that's a little about me. It's really all I like to tell.
Now, the Black Wolf that we've seen, your videos been played on Fight TV, Powered 4 TV over in the United Kingdom. The wolf that's in that video with you, that's the same wolf that you had since you was a kid.
Yeah, that is the same wolf. That's Coda. That's my guy.
Lifelong companion.
Lifelong. I've had him for about 5 years now. So he's a big boy.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Just me and him. As long as I got him by my side, I'm good. He's good. That's life. It's good life.
This is you two versus the world, pretty much.
Pretty much. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah. With the art of Muay Thai, for our viewers at home that's not familiar with that martial arts style, can you explain Muay Thai and the almost religious-esque mentality that comes with being a Muay Thai fighter?
Muay Thai, that's the art of 8 limbs. So whatever you have at your disposal, your hands, elbows, knees, feet, I'm throwing everything at you. It's a pretty brutal sport, very violent, but there's some peace when you're in there. For some reason, that's the only time I find peace is when I'm fighting. So Muay Thai, definitely the way to go.
What is the training regimen like for a Muay Thai fighter?
It's a lot of kicking trees and elbowing concrete. Whatever you need. Usually just tape up and go to work. It's just there's no outside looking in. There's no beauty to it just because it's so. It is very brutal. It's a brutal sport, but it's a way of life. and it's beautiful to me
Yeah.
and beautiful to those who train.
Because we definitely know, like, nation of Thailand, it's Thailand's national sport.
Yep.
I mean, you think other countries have like football or basketball or baseball, like America, but in Thailand, that's their cultural tradition. That's their sport. So
Yeah, that is
you know,
number one right there.
seeing young kids, 5, 6 years old, already professionally fighting for money.
Yeah,
It's kind of crazy to think that that's normal.
that's
But
way of life.
for people in Muay Thai, that's just, like you said, like another day of living.
That's normal. That's normal living right there.
Yeah. How many Muay Thai fights have you had professionally?
Professionally, I've had about 47. No, it's hard to. I mean, that's like legit in the ring. That's not counting like every day that you train with somebody. Sparring is a fight. So every day you're getting knocked unconscious. You're splitting somebody open, getting split open. I mean, I've got my. Where is it? This one.
Oh, yeah, dude, I got scars.
I got caught with a nice elbow. That's beautiful though. That's my piece.
Yeah. And sometimes peace and pain kind of have a weird,
Yeah, I think
partnership in life. Sometimes for an artist,
you can't understand peace if you've never felt pain. So
it's deep. So going from being a professional Muay Thai fighter trained at the Blackwater Temple, going into a world virtually alone outside of you and Coda, what made you decide to become a professional wrestler?
something that was instilled in me by my teacher, Vizsla, was be the best. When I see these guys, and I see them walking around with their gold belts and all cocky and loud and brash, I'm like, all right, well, that gold looks pretty good. And I'm a collector, so I've collected a lot of Muay Thai belts and medals, so may as well jump into the wrestling world, see how that goes. And there's a couple belts I've got my eye on. I'm all about the gold.
So with getting into professional wrestling, of course, professional wrestling training is very different from Muay Thai. Still very physical, still very dangerous.
Yes.
Where did you train at to become a professional wrestler?
I found a place actually in Chicago called Freelance Wrestling. Been training with them for a while. They've got a lot of legit people, so they've been helping me sharpen everything up. I've got my Muay Thai, but there's more to life. You have to be a champion. You have to learn everything and evolve. So that's what I'm doing there at Freelance.
Great fighters always evolve. That's one thing you look at. Some of the great fighters in history, even Muhammad Ali, for example, he always studied his opponents. He always found something that he could use their strength as a weakness in their thing. And so that's a good example of evolving, and you definitely have done that. One of the prime examples of the hybrid athletes that we're seeing now in the world of pro wrestling compared to what it was 20, 30 years ago. It's amazing to think like what the future holds for this business and the sport, definitely.
Yeah.
So the training, what is the day for fans at home that are wanting to become professional wrestlers? What is a day of pro wrestling training like at the Freelance Academy?
Conditioning. If you're not able to run those ropes, you should probably just stay home. A lot of footwork, making sure we like everything to look perfect. There's no sloppiness. Come in, you work hard, do the best you can, and you learn. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut, and that's the best way to learn. Best thing I could say right there. There's a lot of experience, a lot of very good people there that I'm blessed that have been able to train me and teach me the way of wrestling, and hopefully someday I'm able to give back and show the way of Muay Thai to whoever wants to learn. So,
yeah, I know you have your own little dojo on your own facility where you actually help train people in strikes and protecting themselves as well too. Because little thing, I know you're a man of mystery, but there's one thing that's known about you: you do help others who are, maybe afraid of going out in the world by themselves and the dangers that they do face. And you do teach self-defense, which I think is commendable for what you do for people and how you helped out your community that you're in. With pro wrestling, I've noticed that you are definitely picking up a lot of momentum. Of course, you started with freelance wrestling. What was your very first professional match?
My first professional match was actually it was a tag match, which I'm a loner. I like to do things on my own by myself, but I was like, I'll give it a shot. Me and a guy, we went against. Name was Will All Day and Cam Cole, two very good, respected wrestlers. And at the end of the day, we got the win. Thankfully, I mean, there was no question about that. But yeah, that was my very first match. It was a hard fight, but that's how I like my fights. I don't ever want an easy win. I don't ever want to just walk through somebody. I like to challenge myself. I like to beat the best. I like to beat people, everybody at their very best. That's what I'm here for, to show that I am the best. There's levels to this, and you're not on mine.
Yeah, and October, you debuted for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling in front of a packed, sold-out house, and you took on a man who's literally has kind of become your arch nemesis. He's became the proverbial rock in the shoe of one Braven Fett. That is Mr. Jackson P. Larkin, the man with the hands of concrete. And if you haven't seen that, ladies and gentlemen, check that match out. It was physical. It was hard hitting. And at the end of the night, you got the win.
I did get the win.
But I have a feeling like it's not over yet. How did you actually come about dealing with Larkin?
We have a past. We weren't always enemies. I saw him as somebody that, I'm able to train with, and, I can learn from him, he can learn from me. Our paths diverged. He decided to take the cocky, arrogant, stylish, I'm way better than everybody way. That's not me. We kind of cut each other off. And even after, putting him away in October, some people don't learn their lesson. Apparently I didn't hit him hard enough because his mouth is still working, and he does nothing but talk. I like to say less thunder in mouth, more lightning in hand, and that's what I'm here for. He's about talking, I'm about action. So I'm sure I'll see him again at some point.
Yeah, because actually coming up June 12th, the match has been signed. It will be yourself teaming up with Yokai, which is, of course, Yoya, and also Janaya Kai, who are both making a name for themselves as well in the world of wrestling, but also, just like yourself, they're martial artists as a team, and you guys will be taking on the ARC, which is now Jackson P. Larkin is part of, with our first guest we've ever had on the show, C-Red, and the one and only, the king of the whole show, Miles Mercer.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that match itself can be a show stiller, but also it's going to turn into a war.
It's definitely going to be a brutal fight. You've got three people who are trained to really hurt people, and you've got three loudmouths that we want to shut up. So it's going to be
and also three loudmouths that will take every chance of a shortcoming to get a win over someone by cheating.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing about them. They always got a trick. They always got a plan to do something. So you guys have to be careful on that.
I feel all three of us are ready for everything. So whatever they could throw at us, we'll see if they're ready for us.
Now, you've been training with Yoya and Janaya Kai as of late. How did that come about?
We noticed we have a common ground, and that is our love of martial arts. I usually don't like to team up with anybody, and I mean, it's no offense to Miles Mercer or C-Red, but they're just casualties of war for me to take on Jackson P. Larkin again. But me, Ilya, and Janai, it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's really all I've got to say about that.
Now, outside of that, who else in the Chicagoland Championship Wrestling promotion do you have your eyes set on that you want to have a fight with?
Honestly, I want anybody that's in that locker room to know that it doesn't matter if you're a good guy, bad guy. I tip that line. You know, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I will go after anybody. Whatever I think looks good. Ewok, I just see he's a brutal fighter. He's very aggressive. I liked his last match. That interested me very much. Paragon, he's another one that's got the mouth. So, no, I'm all about. I mean, let's do it. Let's show who's the best. So whoever wants me can have me because I'm here for everybody. So.
Yeah, that's some pretty good challengers to line up pretty soon. It seems like.
Oh yeah.
I know. Ewok, he's a fighting champion. Defends the UHC title. Of course, we also have another champion on the roster, the man himself, Chris Logan. Yeah, the Shogun, Chris Logan.
Yeah, I didn't want to say his name yet, but that's one that's definitely on my mind. You know, watching his last fight, I was like, he's got some moves.
Yeah.
I want to see how I stack up against him.
He's the real deal.
He definitely is.
Yeah.
I won't take anything away from him. I just want to see, who's the better martial artist, and I will always believe that'll be me.
Now, with Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, freelance, what else places are you planning to travel to and work at where fans will get the opportunity to see you around the country? I know you've been reaching to work in the bigger, larger scale companies and places that you can showcase your abilities to the world. I know that there's been rumors and talks of some promotions in the United Kingdom has been taking interest in you. I know there's been a few other places. I definitely see you working in Japan. Your style is very much Japanese strong style, Kings Road.
That strong style. So
yeah, I mean you kind of live it actually. So
it's every day.
Yeah.
So that'll be nothing new for me.
You
got to smile out of me. That doesn't happen.
That's a rarity, folks. Just let you know. I think I've only seen this man smile probably once. Outside of that, and that's when he actually kicked Jackson P. Larkin in the face.
It made me very happy.
Yeah, I think it made the entire crowd happy that night. Yeah, Jackson's probably watching this now on TV and probably getting angry and shaking his fist.
Yeah,
but
he's a very angry man.
Yeah, we're a guy with a lot of money. You think he'd be happy about life, but no,
you think so?
Yeah, you think.
Some people never have enough.
Yeah, never. So yeah, I mean. What else is going on in the world of Braven Fett? I know you like to keep things mysterious, but I mean you have a lot going on, and you seem focused so heavily on the goals at hand that you're planning to reach. I mean, what is in the next 5 years? What is your plans?
I'm the same as Ewok, although I'm not champion yet. I'm just here to fight. I'm here to fight. I'm here to collect gold. And you will see this face everywhere eventually, and I'm very excited to show everyone what I'm capable of. Because what you saw on October 10th, that was a small taste of what I'm capable of. So be ready.
Absolutely, and it's just amazing that you go from your humble beginnings, being a kid who was orphaned. Literally having probably in your mind probably no home, no future, and then meeting up with a great mentor who gave you valuable life lessons, a home to call your own and become the champion that you are to the people. Definitely, you may not have a gold belt yet around you in wrestling, but I know to the fans, you're very much a man of the people and someone that people kind of linger on to. It has to be kind of strange for you though, because like going from having a childhood where you had nobody to talk to, no one to be around, and that's hard. Anybody who's ever been, an orphan or go through foster care system, not knowing what tomorrow brings, and to go through this journey, go on this life path, this path of who he was meant to become. It has to feel really cool and unique to when you come out. And I remember when your music played at the October event, the entire crowd went crazy. Like, it was amazing to see how quick the fan base took to you. And you've literally become a crowd favorite. I know you like to tread the line of you're not a good guy, you're not a bad guy, but man, those fans, they fell in love with you real quick.
That people like what they like. They like what they see. I feel like they can tell that I'm a real fighter, and I'm here to fight. And every time, doesn't matter win, lose, or draw, it's going to be a hard fight, and it's going to be entertaining for the crowd. So,
I also think too that fans sense a genuine person when they see one too. Someone who's, a lot of people at times they can put on a facade of being who they think people want them to see, but yeah, people can see through it. They see you, they know you're the real deal. You are who you are.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time oh, Braven Fett's here. Might be some blood. It's going to be some heart. Might be some teeth getting knocked out.
Someone's going to get kicked in the face.
Someone's definitely getting kicked in the face. You're going to see some exciting things every time. Every time I step into that ring, it's never going to be a boring thing.
No, it never is. That's the one thing I have to say. You constantly find something new in your arsenal to pull out of in a match. I've watched numerous of your fights, and every time it's something different or something new. You bring something out of your arsenal that an opponent might be saying, okay, he's going to hit me with that spinning elbow, and then you hit him with like a crescent kick, or you hit him with a scorpion kick, or you hit him with a flying knee. And it's just amazing how many strikes that you know in your repertoire, which once again falls into your martial arts training, your Muay Thai training. Because people think in Muay Thai, all they see is just someone get punched in the face or kicked. But, there's, the 8 limbs, and there's so many different movements and so many different techniques and points that you can use to actually knock out an opponent. So it's for someone coming against you in a match, they literally are going to be caught off guard because some guys are strikers with their fists. Some guys are strikers with their legs, their feet. But like you said, you have 8 limbs to totally decimate and destroy your opponents. So you probably, in my opinion, right now, at least in Midwest scene of pro wrestling, you're probably the most dangerous striker in the entire region, because not many guys have the discipline training that you did. Or some guys took, 3 weeks of karate and they think they're an expert, but you spent almost your entire life studying one style of martial arts and then evolving into submission wrestling, evolving into pro wrestling. You're a man of many different disciplines. You're almost like a Bruce Lee in a way, because you look at how Bruce Lee, he took boxing, he took, judo, he took, traditional Chinese kung fu, and combined it all into Jeet Do. And it was amazing. And you kind of created your own martial arts style, if you kind of think about it, because you took all these different forms and, it's
making it on my own. I know wrestling's got, the man with 1,000 holds, a man with 1,000 submissions. I'm the man with 1,000 strikes. And before I'm done, I will show every single one. So,
like a fist of the North Star, man. Pretty much. So getting down to it, with the closing, what do you want to be known as your legacy as Braven Fett to the world of wrestling? What do you want people to know, or what do you want to leave people with when the day comes you say, I'm on to the next journey in life? What legacy do you want to leave behind?
I want them to know that I have no fear of any man, any woman, any person on this earth. I have no fear, and I will fight anybody. And when I leave, when I'm done, people can look back at all my fights and, still years from now, I'll still be entertained by what I was able to do, what I was able to accomplish. And that's it. Just no fear.
I love this. That's something that you preach not only into your fights, but also what you have preached to the young people and the audience as well too, is to never have fear of going after your dreams, going after your goals, and
Yep.
and that to me is probably some of the best life advice a person can give. If you don't go after what you want in life, how you'll ever succeed with it.
Exactly.
And you can fall down and have a failure, but it's a way you get back up
Yeah.
and do it.
And I've fallen down.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm going to keep clawing my way back, keep fighting my way back.
As a mindset of the wolf.
Damn right it is.
Yeah. Well, Braven, I just want to say thank you for being with us here at the studio. First episode back, ladies and gentlemen, being with the guy right here, who's the man of 1,000 strikes, the man with the, Jax B. Larkins called himself the man with concrete hands. I like to think this is a guy with the sledgehammers that breaks concrete. So, it's one of the things that, we're lucky to have athletes like this. We're lucky to have men in this world that could be a mentor, to be guidance to a young person who feel like they're lost. And most importantly, it's good to believe that in this world that we actually still have heroes. We have people that a person can look up to and not feel like it's, will they be broken by meeting their heroes. Of course, there's always a firm belief, and when you meet your hero, sometimes it could be the worst feeling in the world because it might let you down. But when you meet someone who's genuine and real, that's in itself is the greatest feeling in life. And for that, we got this guy here to be happy to have. And on top of that, we're grateful to have you around us, and thank you for being part of the Chicagoland Wrestling family, but most importantly, thank you for actually being part of our community.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Braven Fett. And once again, all you fans out there, June 12th, we have a huge wrestling event coming up to Michigan City, Indiana. Check us out, Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. Most importantly, we, from all of us here at Pro Wrestling Tonight, glad to be back here at the studio. And for all you fans, we'll see you there at ringside.